A lot of people talk about how to increase their aura or the benefits of no fap or, you know, what no drinking can do for you or levels of female attraction. But let me just give you a couple of stories because I think that's what people want to hear clearly. They want to hear the stories. They want to hear what truly happens. So, if you want to know some of the benefits, because that's what people always want. If you've been watching my channel for a while now, you know that the foundations and the internal things are actually what validate you, not necessarily these external things. These are just byproducts of a process of increasing your how you perceive yourself essentially and your level of self-awareness. But if you want to know about the benefits, you want to know about the female attraction, let's just make a video. Okay, let me talk to you about a time that I was out. This is a few weeks ago. Okay, I've gone down to a local bar, and the group of guys I'm with, we've all got our stuff together. We're all relatively respected in our own fields. One's a professional footballer, one's a videographer, and they're doing well in their respective fields. So when we go out together, the energy is quite high. And long story short, we've got a little section. The vibes are cutting through. We've got bottles on the table. Now I don't drink, so I'm very cognizant and aware of what's going on. Don't get it twisted. I am aware of what's going on. I see the eyeballs, but I'm just cutting through, similar to how I am now. I don't overdo it. I don't wear, any crazy designer. You'll catch me in a black tee, maybe a little fitted, and my shades as usual. Okay. So how you see me now, how you see me online, that's how you're gonna see me in the real world. And if you want to see me in the real world, I've got another vlog channel. Go check it out. I don't even push it too much because on this channel, I just want to give the information. But if you want to see and check that I'm credible and you want to see the stats and you want to see me live in the field, whether that be in Dubai, Morocco, France, all over the world, Dominican Republic, I really be living outside. I'm not just sat in a room all day. But for the purpose of these videos, how the information is portrayed, I don't want to do any edits or anything flashy, no lifestyle stuff. Okay. But yeah, in the field, and mainly on a night out now, because I'm not drinking, I don't really like to be in the mix too much. I like to be in the little section, have my little, soda water with lime in, sip, catch a vibe, and really just enjoy the music and just catch up with my friends and be in that environment. Because when Saturday night comes around, once you stop drinking, it gets difficult for that. Like, there's not much going on. So sometimes it's good to just socialize with people because that's where most people are going to be. Eventually, you want to transcend and get to the point where you don't even go to clubs or go out, but I'm not there yet. I still want to see my friends. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm just sitting down in a section and there's a little smoking area outside because it was getting pretty hot where I was. I thought, okay, let me cut through to go to the smoking area to get some fresh air. So as I get up, literally there's these three girls. And when you can feel someone staring at the side of your head, I can feel them staring at me. I'm just cutting through and I'm just, I can see them looking up almost in awe. Like, who the hell is this guy? Like, who is this person? I want to get to know him. And I'm thinking, do they know me? Like, did I go to school with them? So anyway, I'm like, have a little look, see what's going on. I'll just carry on cutting through. This girl, no word of a lie, she taps me on my shoulder. I turn around, I'm like, you okay? She said, the no word of a lie. She said, who are you? I said, damn. I said, I'm the man of your dreams. And I just kept it stepping. But she literally said, like, who are you? You know, now I'm not gonna lie. I've always done okay and I've always been out and I've always been in the field, but there's a certain level once you start to really take care of yourself and you really foster this and you really hone in, you'll get some new encounters that almost don't even sound real. For a girl to literally say, who are you? I don't know what she's alluding to. I don't know if she's alluding to she thought I was someone famous, whether she thought she knew me, but she was literally in awe, like, who are you? She didn't even say, what's your name? She said, who are you? As if to like infer that I'm someone that she should know. Now, that's just one example. That's obviously out. You're gonna get female attraction. People are gonna look at you, but that for me, I can tell you stories about girls staring and writing notes in the restaurant and leaving their number and all that stuff. But that one, who are you? That even caught me off guard. I just had to reply quick, yeah, the man of your dreams, and I kept it stepping. But that one was interesting. Another time, let's take it outside of the club because again, we don't even want to be in the club like that. That's just a little story to marinate on. Supermarket. grocery store, shopping, whatever you call it. The place in the UK called Tesco's. Okay, now if you're familiar with Tesco's, this is where you go to buy your groceries. I always go there and getting my watermelon, I'm getting my eggs, I'm getting my blueberries, you know what I mean? And getting maybe a couple of protein bars, getting my Greek yogurt, and getting my little essentials, okay? To just tie myself together every now and again, maybe little snacks. And I'm familiar, it's weird. I was having this conversation with my boy the other day. I was like, are we super consistent or are we anomalies and outliers? Because it feels like when I go to certain places, the level of engagement that I get from the staff is just different. Like, people, as in, I'll usually have my headphones in if I'm going around shopping, and staff members will go out of their way to like say hello. And it's not necessarily, it's not to say it's a bad thing, but it's just more like, I was saying to him, I was like, they can't do this to everyone. You know what I mean? Like when people are talking about aura, this is the real layers of like aura. Are you somebody that is remarkable when you step into an establishment? Are you somebody that someone couldn't like personally, if I see someone that I don't know and they've got their headphones in and they're just, I can tell they're going about their shop with their trolley. I'm not gonna like interrupt them to say hello or like crazy stuff be happening when I'm going shopping. I said to my boy, is this normal? And he's like, nah, I don't think so. Because he's like, I know exactly what you're saying, but in order to know that the answer's not that you're just consistent and it is that you actually stand out, is because I observe how they interact with other people that are maybe in establishments more frequent than you. For example, everyone thinks they've got a good relationship with their barber, but does your barber open the shop up for you at, you know, different hours? Does your barber really accommodate to you? Would your barber let you pay or, you know, not let you pay, give you discount, whatever? Like, there's just certain levels to it. And I used to always think, is it just because I'm really consistent in patronizing certain businesses, whether it be a barber's, whether it be a supermarket, or is the aura just getting to a new level? Anyway, I digress. This supermarket that I'm in, I'm familiar with a lot of the people there. And again, it's kind of thinking, am I just consistent or I go there quite a lot, so I'm familiar with the faces? Anyway, and yeah, if it's somewhere I frequent, I'll be familiar with people. So there's an older, you know, sort of black lady at the till. Now, I don't know if they have this in the US or in Europe outside of the UK, but in these supermarkets, you have like something called a club card where you can scan your card and it gives you discount on certain items. And it's essentially their way of incentivizing you to spend more and increase the average order value of what you would have had. Now, my club card, I don't even have a club card. I used a picture that my dad had sent me that's all blurry and fuzzy on WhatsApp for like 2 years ago, just because I haven't had the time to sign up. I'm not that interested. But I wanted to use it because there's certain deals on the watermelon. Like, okay, might as well get the little discount. Now, I've got the QR code up, the picture of the QR code up on my phone for her to scan because they usually scan it. And she's trying to scan it for ages. She's like, why is it so blurry? You know, turn your brightness up. And I turn my brightness up and I say, try it now, try it now. And then I just took the initiative where they swipe, you know, when they swipe your food, I took my initiative to take my phone and go beep. And I've gone and done that and swiped it where they usually scan the food. And the club card's just been immediately accepted. Now, where the story gets funny is like, she starts giggling. I'm like, yeah, I got the special touch. Now, in my head, I was thinking of just like the special touches in like, let's say, in basketball, you start getting hot with your shot. You got the touch, or in football or soccer, when someone passes the ball from far, you touch it down. You got the special touch. I was like, you know what I mean, beep. I got the special touch. You were unable to make it happen. The way she started giggling and getting shy. Now she's a senior, older black lady. The way she started giggling and getting shy, she's perceiving that I'm making it something sexual, but I wasn't. I was just literally just keeping it normal. I say all that to say, like, the way you're perceived, your energy is so masculine and it's so abundant, and you're vibrating at a certain level that like interactions just start to get different with people, and they can sense it because people admire things that they don't inherently have. We're always admiring others what we don't have. You know, there's a reason why Cristiano Ronaldo is coveted as a footballer, or LeBron James is at a certain level, because we value the things that we are unable to do. And when someone can sense your frequency and your aura because they know you're engaging in activities or you're not engaging in an activity, shall I say, that's difficult for most people to do, they can feel it. The bass in your voice is different. The whiteness in your eyes is different. The whiteness in your teeth, the way your skin glows, the way you're able to articulate yourself, things start to really change. And they're just two examples. Ones that, again, like I said, I've always done okay with girls, or certain things, but these are ones that are like undeniable. Like, when was the last time you were in a bar or a club and you walk through and someone looks up at you and says, or a girl taps you, or a group of girls tap you and say, "Who are you?" Or you're in the supermarket and you make reference to something non-sexual to an elder woman that you respect, and she perceives it in a way like the special touch. She, like, the way she started giggling was like she got excited. It brought something out of her that wasn't even the intention. But as I say, all these things are just byproducts of you becoming a better individual, more disciplined, and having more belief in yourself, and also having more trust in yourself. If you're somebody that finds certain things difficult, it just means you have more opportunities in your day to prove to yourself that you can overcome. So if you have these urges to engage in, masturbation or watching pornography, let's say you get that 10 times a day, and it gives you 10 times to prove to yourself. Like, so let me give you an example. Some people will go and they would ice bath. The reason they ice bath is obviously there's the health benefits, there's limiting inflammation, helps with circulation, etc. But one of the key components is you're doing something difficult. So if you ice bath in the morning, you're essentially conditioning yourself that you can do difficult things, and it means that when things pop up in your day that are equally as difficult or more difficult, you've already had kind of something challenging out the way. So that's just one instance. People can say that, breathing exercises, meditation, ice baths are essential to better in their life. And that's just doing one difficult thing. If you've got something to you that you consider more difficult than having an ice bath, and you have this instance of events pop up in your day 10 times, imagine how powerful you're going to be when you resist the urge to do something that you find that difficult, essentially. So you understand what I'm saying? Is the way you perceive it. You actually have an opportunity to increase your aura in a multitude of ways based on the things that you know are not good for you, but you find difficult to abstain from. So for some people that could be smoking weed, for some people that can be pornography, some people that can be drinking alcohol, for some people that could be girls. Everyone has their vices. Some people that can be gambling and sports betting. I know that's a big one. You're given this opportunity multiple times a day to prove to yourself and increase your own aura. Imagine that. So to tie it all together, we've looked at some of the anecdotes of, what can happen when you increase the aura. We understand why people perceive it. But now I'm like, we're not just leaving it there. I'm actually giving you the steps that you can take. And it's not going to be the same for everyone, because again, like I said, everyone's vices are different. But I'm just kind of showing you how you can essentially flip your aura and increase your own aura by turning down those frequent desires that you innately have and challenging the most difficult things that pop up in your life and just saying no to them. That's one of the first steps to increasing your aura. Leave in a comment what experiences you have, or if you want to hear more stories like this. This was just a video off the cuff. This is very new for me. I don't really like sharing stuff like this. It's not really my bag, but I know people find it interesting. I know if people want to hear this sort of stuff, but yeah, this is just a byproduct of literally bettering yourself, but it's not what you do it for. I can understand if you're at the point where you're looking to do it for that, but you'll reach a certain level of consciousness where you understand that this is not really the goal anyway. But if this encourages you to get into it because you just want to get more girls, I completely understand. You need to perhaps do that to realize that that's not even the bigger picture. There are levels ahead and the levels above it of transcendence and understanding self and elevating your frequency that will allow you to attract way bigger things into your life, because that's all it is. Is a case of just not having that scarcity mindset and having that abundance mindset and attracting things to you on a scale that's unimaginable. So I hope you guys like this video. It's a little bit different. Let me know what you think in the comments and stay tuned for the next one.